Hey everyone, Brent here from Goalorious, where we set goals, hit goals, and make new ones. Today we're talking about WALLSTREETBETS token. I'm teaching you guys everything you need to know before you buy. Before we start, just want to say this isn't financial advice. This is an investing strategy. I'm not associated with the WALLSTREETBETS token at all. I just recently discovered this project and want to talk about it with you guys today. So I'm actually on the WALLSTREETBETS subreddit page. And if you're not familiar with WALLSTREETBETS subreddit page, it's been popular for a while, but it became very popular with all the GameStop news coming on. People have been posting like their daily updates based off their, how much they've been earning and how much, maybe they've been losing, etc. But that's really where the movement started, and the popularity of this thing just kind of grew from that. I think it's over, I think I was looking at it earlier, it's over like 10 million, almost 10 million subscribers or followers of this Reddit, followers, have joined it and have been looking at it. So I think it's really interesting. And this is actually a cool subreddit. They have a lot of, it's not just GameStop related. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of GameStop stuff, but it's just people talking about what they're interesting, things that they're trying to push, etc. And I just think it's really interesting. So I actually thought this guy posted it literally today, and it says most anticipated earnings releases for this upcoming week. And so this just, helped you, because this is the week where this will be the week where a lot of these companies will be talking about the earnings. So this is a cool graph that shows this table. Cool. But we're not here to talk about WALLSTREETBETS subreddit. Well, kind of we are, but we're talking about the token that goes along with it. So what happened was, obviously this became really popular, and there's people that wanted that. Some of them were associated with the WALLSTREETBETS, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But they wanted to create their own decentralized app. Obviously, they want to, they even say here, the WALLSTREETBETS movement for financial democracy started on Reddit and became a global phenomenon. This is why we, the apes, created a decentralized app to give our community a tool to voice their opinions as retail investors. So, okay, hold up. Before we continue with the video, I first wanted to say that when I recorded this video, I didn't do as much research as I should have, so I apologize for that. And so essentially what's happened is that I made that video, and I'll show the rest of the video after this just for people who want to watch it. But I wanted to just jump right in here and specifically say that I didn't know about what was happening with the other WALLSTREETBETS. So let me just talk about that briefly before jumping in, just kind of as an FYI. So the one that I'm talking about in this video is obviously this one, the WALLSTREETBETS decentralized application. But after doing some more digging, trying to figure out like, okay, what's going on, I actually saw a couple websites. But let me show you. So there's this one, which I talk about. So that's fine. You can watch the rest of the video, and I'll let you watch the rest of the video in a second. But then I was looking at their Twitter account, and this was for like a different Twitter account, but they were about the WALLSTREETBETS token as well. So they had a link to this website, which was different than the one I was reviewing. And then it took me to this website, and this is talking about another WALLSTREETBETS token. So I was really confused. I was like, why is there two WALLSTREETBETS token? I mean, the one that I made a video about that I'll let you see in a second, that one seemed like super legit. It had the advisor, things like that. But what is this? Is this one like not a legit version of it? But again, like they have their, talking about WALLSTREETBETS. They have the logo. They have everything talking about it. They said that, they're actually, if you click on this, they actually have a subreddit called the WALLSTREETBETS token. So, and there's actually a bunch of people in here, and that people are actually buying this, and they have, people buying actually the token. So I got really confused. Okay, so there's a decentralized app. There's this one. Which one is the real one? So I was really confused. So I looked to do more digging, and I just kind of look. And then what I actually discovered was another one. So if you actually look at the domain name for this one is wsbtoken.com, but this one is wbtoken.com. And at least with this one, so it's pretty much saying I'm not letting you, unless you're trying to read all this. This one is a WALLSTREETBETS token, like a totally different one from those other two projects. But this one specifically said, the summary is, token holders, the only way forward for us is to rebrand ourselves. So they actually rebranded themselves to Wall Street Baby token. So this is the actual page once you get past that. but it was really confusing because they work this one, this separate project. So what is this third project? Was called Wall Street Baby. So it wasn't the decentralized app. It wasn't the token. At least they clarified and they made a new token. But I assume some people bought tokens of when it was not Wall Street Baby. They even actually say it's WSB. Obviously they kept bets and baby so that their ticker or whatever, like token ID, is still money sign WSB. So that's super confusing, and they're actually listed on all these things. They have NFTs, etc. Again, I'm not going into this. This might be a different video, but I got super confused, and I was trying to, like, okay, well, what does CoinMarketCap say? Like, what is the official one? And then I went to CoinMarketCap, and this one says Wall Street Bets. It's WSB, but then I saw this on here, which at first I thought this was like they were hacked or something. But it says, please note that this is a joke. No such asset exists. All UR memes are belong to us. And so this really weird like text that I just wasn't really familiar with seeing on CoinMarketCap, and they had a bunch of like We Seek Alpha Master and GameStonk and all this Reddit speak that was on here. Nothing against Reddit. I actually have a great community, especially for the Wall Street Bet community. But I just was super surprised to see this here and saying it's a joke. And so I was really confused even more because I was like, okay, so then what's going on? So doing more digging, obviously Wall Street Bets subreddit, I was trying to navigate through there, trying to see, okay, what is the real one? And I ended up landing on this website somehow, which was another Wall Street. So this one is WSB. So again, WSBT token, and I guess they're calling themselves the Wall Street Bets token. So again, my whole point to this was I can't even definitively say, I mean, look at this, like their price is 0.03. Their volume is already 96,000 in the last 24 hours. I mean, it's kind of crazy how there's all these projects going on. So what happened, I'm just assuming here, is that a lot of people, not just one group of people, were inspired by Wall Street Bets, and then they all formed several different projects. Which project, is which is the best to invest in? I have no idea. Which is the project that is most legit? I don't even know right now. I learned all this stuff post making this video. I can still show it to you, and that's talking about the first one I linked, not that guy, the decentralized app version of it. So again, if you're into this, make sure that you're doing your own research, especially for this project, doing your own research, try to figure out this one for you. But this is the one I was talking about in the video, which I will show you in a second. And yeah, just be aware that there's a ton of projects out there that are Wall Street Bets not affiliated, Wall Street Bets inspired, and just be safe out there. I don't want anyone to get scammed, anyone to like go into a project that they didn't think it was. These are all definitely separate projects. I wouldn't even know where to start, where to like, okay, if you want to buy a specific one, where you go. Obviously, you can go on these websites and figure out the path to buy it, but there's no clear-cut way. Like, I can't just say, go to pancakeswap and buy it there. I wouldn't even know which project out of these you'd be buying. So just keep that in mind. I'll play the rest of this video. I was actually debating whether or not to even post the rest of the video, but I figured this would be, at least if I do this beforehand, you guys would be aware of it. But I do think that other project is, by all means, not that guy again, legitimate, again, because of the advisor, etc. Again, do your own research. I'm not saying I have information on this project more than what I'm going to share, but just a huge FYI to be careful. And this isn't the only time that this is going to happen in the crypto space. That's why people always say, like me, do your own research, try to figure it out, make sure you're buying exactly what you're paying for. So please continue to watch. And again, after this, if you are interested in this project, do the research on all the other projects and figure out which project is right for you. It's a tool for farming. It's a tool for voicing your opinion. And then the token, the WSB token, is what it uses to power this. So there's a lot of, this site's very interesting. I guess it's very non-standard, and that's how the approach is for everything Wall Street Bets related. So you can even see my mouse turns into, I'm guessing this is an ape hands. That's, I'm guessing is diamond. Yep, diamond hands. It's definitely interesting. Definitely eye-catching. So I give them kudos for that. So how does this all work? And I'm not going to go through this all, but this is the little graph that they show. I'm not going to go through this all because I don't want to say that I 100% understand it, but from my limited understanding of it is, again, you are, if you are the token holders, you are given a vote, and these votes are important for everything that this, I guess, this group does, right? So it goes into the ETP, and I guess this vote on treasury use and things like that. There's some annual fees involved, and then the stonks, and stonks 1 and stonks 2 ETP goes to this. Obviously, like I mentioned before, if you look to see what these are, sorry, I'm trying to read this upside down or sideways. You can see GME, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, AMD, Nokia, SPC, Planetaire, Iron Space, and then Planeteer. But yeah, so the idea is that if you're a token holder, you get a voice in this group, and I think this is, a lot of people, value that. If I actually go to the Practice Questions, which has a lot of, again, first thing I want to point out that with other of these crypto projects, when we think about the utility of their coin, etc., they don't really use it for anything, or there hasn't been anything they've been using it for. Maybe they power to buy their NFT or whatever like that. But in this, they have their own decentralized app where they're trying to not only let you farm, etc., but they're actually going to use it. So one of the main questions on the Frequently Asked Questions was, is voting the only purpose of the WSP token? We are voting on ETP decisions as a collective group. Yep, I was right. They call themselves a group, and allocating those funds. So when we invest our money into this, what do we get? Where is it going to? And if you're holders of those stonks or whatever, then I think that's exactly where you want it to go. This is beyond the basic governance of occasional changes and drives direct action like utilizing ETP, apes together strong. So again, it's about funding community, building community, making the community stronger, making decisions as community, etc. So this was the part that I was saying is like, well, what does the Wall Street Bets Reddit have to do with this? Besides the fact of the name. And they said that this guy, Jamie Rogozinski, was one of our advisors. He originally created the subreddit. But I think the people were inspired, let's just use the word inspired, by the Wall Street Bets subreddit. Obviously, people that were on the Wall Street Bets. But again, nobody really owns it. They just contribute to it. So a bunch of contributors to that wanted to form this and, really lead the community in this direction and, really have a positive spin on it. And there's, like I said, that's why you've seen a lot of traction on this. And, you would expect that this would be something that, could get a lot of people behind. I mean, there's already a lot of people behind, but even more people behind just because of all the, Wall Street Bets followers from all the GameStop stuff. Like I heard of people that didn't even know what Reddit was, but they knew what Wall Street Bets was. So bringing a lot of new eyes to that and hopefully to this project as well. Not financial advice, to your own research, but it is something that is interesting. What else did I want to cover today? Again, I think they have their own Twitter, obviously, and I think that they're trying to push it as much as possible. This is what the actual farming app looks like. There's actually been let me get this right, 8.8 million deposited value already in this. Again, I think this has only been like a week or something. There's a bunch of stuff that's still coming soon. Stake, ETP, vote. So I guess you can't even vote now. I think you could just farm right now, and these are the different pools if you want to check it out. More frequently asked questions. This is the white paper, which I thought was very well done. Again, I am not an expert in this. This is ETP methodology. So, very smart people, at least from my perspective of them doing this. Like this is pretty advanced. And, if you're really into this and want to learn more about the project, then please read this white paper or at least take a gander at it. But the idea is that in general, when you're trying to think of a project to back and, have they spent time on it? Did they just, launch this project to make money? This really seems to have a purpose and, they've kind of like laid out everything. They want you to understand what this is, what they're planning to do, super transparent. And yeah, just a lot of information here. Again, the stonks basket right here, the tickers you could see, and kind of what their overall plan is, and what the rights are, the fees and the balancer pools, etc. Like I said, a lot of different information that you could take a look at. Again, I'm not gonna go through all this today because I probably don't understand it, but yeah, their exchange traded portfolio methodology. So if you want to take a look at that, it's available on the website. But yeah, you can even learn about us. Like I said, this is the guy that they said started or was one of the mods or the subreddit Wall Street Bets. So you can learn more about him and that he's involved in the project. And it's good to know that, he has his seal of approval for like, hey, What you guys are doing here is, I was going to use the word interesting, but I feel like I say the word interesting a lot. He seems like he believes in this project, and obviously he wouldn't be an advisor if not. And I think he's just helping share his knowledge and help push this project as much as possible. And I think that this can only be a good thing. So yeah, again, if you are interested in this project, please take a look at it. It's probably going to be one of those projects where you have to dig a little bit deeper into to fully understand it. But that's why I kind of started off with the whole Wall Street bets thing, where if you're looking for ways altcoins pump and do well, it has to, these days, has a lot to do with marketing and who's behind it. Look at Doge, or we could even fall in SafeMoon into that. If there's people pumping it as much as possible, I think that there's more eyes on Wall Street bets. Like, I don't even know, like 10 million followers on subreddit. That's got to be like in the one of the biggest subreddits ever. So you would think if they have that community behind it, that this coin or this token could potentially do very well. So again, not financial advice, not financial advice. It even says here. But yeah, let me know in the comments if this is interesting to you. Let me know in the comments if you plan to invest in this or already invested in it. And yeah, let me know any of your thoughts on Wall Street Bets, their decentralized app, their token, or anything in general. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.